Do you believe that right in the middle of our modern world, there still exist bodies that challenge every rule of biology and the laws of medicine? These are not characters stepping out of science fiction films. They are 15 real cases of people with bizarre appearances so striking they could make you shiver at first glance. Before we dive deep into exploring these shocking mysteries, take 2 seconds to press the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell. That's the best way to make sure you don't miss our upcoming in-depth analyses. Now, are you ready to face the truth? Let's begin. Paulo Gabriel da Silva Barros was born with dystrophic dysplasia, a rare condition that left his height at a modest 90 centimeters. In a world designed for people twice his size, every daily activity for Paulo became a challenge of adaptation. However, instead of withdrawing from the world, he forged an iron will, learning to drive, work, and live independently, proving that a small body cannot stop a soul that longs to reach far beyond. The brightest turning point in Paulo's life was his love story that defied every prejudice with Catiucia, the woman who shares the same stature as him. They not only found each other through physical understanding, but also built a home filled with joy together, proving to the world that true love has no limits and is not hindered by any physical measurement. The image of the world's shortest couple holding hands as they step into the light is the most powerful response to the curious or judgmental stares from society. With a Guinness World Record title, Paulo has become a global symbol of confidence and self-respect. He is not only a talented legal professional, but also an inspiration using his own life to redefine the concept of normal. Paulo shows us that when you are brave enough to accept and love yourself, the whole world will look up to you not because of your physical height, but because of the greatness of a character that never yields. Abul Bajandar was once the pillar of his family, until Tree Man Syndrome EV turned his life into a prolonged nightmare. Rough bark-like tumors began covering his hands and feet, not only taking away his ability to work, but also preventing him from performing the simplest gestures of affection. He lived in a body that even he felt was unfamiliar, imprisoned by the rigid shell of fate. Yet, behind that harsh appearance was an iron will and boundless love for his family. Abul went through dozens of painful surgeries with a single hope to once again hold his little daughter in his arms with his bare, gentle hands. His perseverance was not only a battle against illness, but also a declaration of the value of life and the desire to belong, to be loved like an ordinary human being. Abul's story is not only a medical topic about the immune system, but also a symbol that has moved millions of hearts. Although the risk of recurrence is always present, the smile as his hands gradually return to their former shape is proof that no illness can turn hope to stone. What do you think about this extraordinary determination? Leave your comment below. Don't forget to press like, share, and give us one subscribe to motivate us to release more meaningful videos in the future. Thank you. Bayazid Hossain was born in a poor village in Bangladesh, with a cruel paradox of time, the premature aging disorder progeria. From a very young age, his face already bore the wrinkles of an 80-year-old man, along with sunken eyes and sagging skin. While other children his age were busy running and playing, Bayazid had to learn to live with a frail body and the joint pains of old age at just 4 years old. However, the most remarkable thing about this boy lies not in his appearance, but in his wisdom and maturity beyond his years. Bayazid possesses exceptional language abilities and deep empathy. He understands his parents' pain and always tries to comfort them with thoughtful, mature words. The boy lives a compressed life where each passing day is cherished as if it were an entire year, turning the finiteness of time into the strength of love. Bayezid is not just a patient. He is an example of acceptance and resilience. The image of the boy playing innocently in an aged body reminds us that age is only numbers on a clock, while the true value of a person lies in how they have warmed the hearts of those around them during the brief time they have. Zion Clark was born with caudal regression syndrome, a condition that left him without his entire lower body from birth. Abandoned by his biological mother and raised amid the harsh realities of foster care, Zion could have chosen to surrender to fate. But instead, he chose to use his hands to write a new definition of strength, turning his disability into a weapon to conquer heights that even ordinary people can only dream of. On the wrestling mat and the wheelchair racing track, Zion moves with astonishing speed and strength, shattering every stereotype about a person with a disability. The words, "No excuses," tattooed on his back, are not just a slogan. They are a life principle that helped him break the world record for the fastest hand run. He doesn't need legs to stand strong because his willpower has built the most solid launching platform of all. Today, Zion Clark is a global motivational speaker, a symbol of resilience and self-respect. He proves that the body is only a vehicle while the true engine lies in the mind and the heart. His story is a powerful affirmation. The only limits that exist are the limits we place on ourselves. Supatra Sasophan, a girl from Thailand once recognized by Guinness World Records as the hairiest girl in the world, grew up facing society's curiosity and sometimes discrimination. Ambrose syndrome caused her face to be covered with thick hair, but instead of hiding in the shadows, Supatra chose to face the world with a radiant smile. She did not let the hair hide the beauty of her spirit and her natural optimism. Throughout her school years, Supatra used her sincerity and intelligence to win over her friends and teachers. She took part in every activity, just like other children, from dancing to studying, proving that a different appearance could not stop her from enjoying life. Her confidence became a powerful message about self-love and accepting the differences of every individual within the community. Supatra's journey of growing up reached a new milestone when she found true love and decided to shave off the hair to welcome a new chapter in her life. The image of a beautiful, radiant Supatra beside her loved one is not only a happy ending to an extraordinary story, but also proof that happiness always smiles upon those who dare to live as their true selves and never stop hoping. Claudio was born in Brazil with a body that seemed to have been forgotten by nature's usual rules. Deformed legs, arms fused tightly to his chest, and most notably, a head bent completely backward over his back. When he was born, doctors predicted he had no chance of survival and advised his mother to give up hope. But guided by a mother's instinct, she saw a powerful spark of life in her son's eyes and decided to raise him like a normal child. Despite these cruel circumstances, Claudio never considered himself a disabled person. He taught himself to read and write using his mouth and learned to use his lips to operate a phone or computer. That perseverance led him to a university classroom where he graduated with a degree in accounting and became a well-known motivational speaker. Instead of complaining about a world turned upside down, he learned to adapt and found balance within his own differences. Claudio's story affirms that the greatest obstacle does not lie in the body, but in the mind. When you accept yourself, you can still see the entire sky even when your head is bent toward the ground. He has traveled around the world to spread the message of a limitless will to live. If you faced adversity like Claudio, would you have the confidence to overcome it? Leave a comment and share your thoughts. Don't forget to press like, share, and leave one subscribe to support us in releasing more shocking profiles. Thank you. Deepak Paswan once attracted the attention of the entire nation of India when he was born with the body of a parasitic twin attached to his abdomen. With 4 legs and 4 arms, the boy was caught between 2 extremes, on one side being worshipped like a god, and on the other being stigmatized like a strange creature. But for Deepak, he did not want to be a deity or a monster. He only longed to run around and play soccer like any other child. Deepak's family, despite their poverty, fought tirelessly to find a chance for surgery for their son. The major operation to remove the parasitic body was not only a medical miracle, but also a liberation of the spirit. The moment Deepak woke up with a whole body was the moment he was truly born, for the second time shedding the physical burden that had clung to him throughout his early years. After the surgery, Deepak was finally able to go to school and live according to his own identity instead of being defined by social prejudice. His story proves that the intersection of science and compassion can overcome any adversity and restore a child's smile. What do you think is the most important factor that helps children like Deepak be reborn? Leave a comment now. Don't forget to like, share, and give the channel one. Subscribe to support us in releasing more touching stories. Thank you. Born with Cyanomelia mermaid syndrome, Shiloh Pepin came into the world with her legs completely fused together and with several vital internal organs missing. Doctors predicted she would survive only a few hours, but Shiloh created a medical miracle by fighting and living for 10 years. She didn't just survive, she lived a vibrant life full of color, joy, and optimism that even adults admired. What made Shiloh most remarkable was her confidence in her own form. She refused surgery to separate her legs because she loved her mermaid legs and always appeared in public with the brightest smile. Shiloh took part in dance classes, swimming, and was always the center of attention, thanks to her witty and intelligent personality. She turned her severe condition into a unique part of her own identity. Although Shiloh's journey ended at the age of 10, the legacy she left behind is priceless. She taught us that the quality of life is not measured by the number of years we exist, but by how we cherish every breath and spread love to those around us. Shiloh will forever be a little mermaid who swam against the current of fate to reach the hearts of millions. Tessa Evans was born with arrhynia, an extremely rare condition that left her without a nose or nasal cavity. In Tessa's world, the concept of scent or breathing through the nose simply does not exist. However, this condition has never diminished her liveliness or the bright smile on her face. Tessa learns to experience the world through vibrations, sounds, and the unconditional love of her parents. Tessa's family made a courageous decision to use 3D printing technology to create prosthetic noses and implant them under her skin. Over time, as Tessa grows, these noses will be replaced to match the development of her face. This is not only a cosmetic journey, but also a tireless effort to help Tessa feel more confident as she steps out into the world. Tessa is a symbol of hope in modern medicine and the power of adaptation. Even without a sense of smell, she can still smell love through hugs and see fragrance through the vibrant colors of life. Tessa's story reminds us that perfection does not lie in a face with every feature intact, but in a spirit that is always filled with the desire to explore. Jonathan Piter's life is an epic of enduring pain. Living with epidermolysis, bullosa EB, his skin was as fragile and easily injured as a butterfly's wing, where even the slightest touch could cause deep wounds. Every day was a challenge for Jonathan as he had to spend hours bathing and bandaging his injuries, a process he described as feeling like third-degree burns. But instead of collapsing under the weight of physical pain, Jonathan chose to become the ambassador for butterfly children. He used his voice to raise public awareness about the disease and to raise funds to help others living with the same condition. Jonathan never hid his pain. He faced it with a spirit of steel, proving that resilience can grow even from bleeding wounds. Jonathan passed away at the age of 17, but his spirit lives on. He showed the world a different definition of a hero, not someone without fear or pain, but someone who continues to move forward and help others even when every step carries unbearable suffering. Jonathan's butterfly wings truly soared high, rising beyond the barriers of illness to become a symbol of indomitable resilience. Standing just over 62 centimeters tall, Jodie Amge holds the record as the shortest woman in the world. Due to a rare form of achondroplasia, her body stopped growing when she was very young. However, Jodie has never allowed her height to become a barrier to her big dreams. She possesses a strong personality, a vibrant sense of fashion, and an intense desire to prove herself in the world of art. Instead of living in seclusion, Jodie used her uniqueness to pursue a career in acting. She has appeared in several television productions, including the famous series American Horror Story, and has become a global icon. Jodie proves that no matter what height you stand at, your vision and talent are what determine your place in the hearts of the public. Jodie's life reminds us that the world always has room for everyone, regardless of body size. With her confident smile, she has turned her difference into an advantage to shine, inspiring those who still feel insecure about their appearance. Jodie proves that true stature lies in determination, not height. In your opinion, what truly defines human value? Leave a comment now. Don't forget to like, share, and leave one. Subscribe to support the channel in releasing more meaningful stories. Thank you. Gary Turner became famous around the world for his ability to stretch his skin to unbelievable lengths, making him look like a character straight out of a comic book. This ability comes from Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, a connective tissue disorder that causes a severe deficiency of collagen in the body. However, behind the fascinating stage performances lie chronic joint pain and the constant risk of internal injuries. Instead of letting the illness turn him into a victim, Gary chose to transform it into a unique career. He joined famous circuses and became an entertainment star, using humor to face the harsh reality of his health. Gary chose to laugh at his own imperfections, turning nature's flaw into a tool to bring joy to others. Gary's story teaches us about adaptation and optimism in the face of adversity. He does not try to cure what cannot be changed, but instead learns to live with it peacefully and draw out its most positive aspects. Behind that stretchable skin is a resilient spirit that knows how to turn silent pain into the strength to stand firm on the stage of life. Zuli Sanguino was born in Colombia with Phocomelia syndrome, which left her without both arms and legs. Her childhood was a long series of days filled with bullying isolation, and she even fell into severe depression. However, in her darkest moments, Zuli found light through painting. By holding a brush in her mouth, she began creating vibrant worlds of color where physical limitations no longer existed. Each of Zuli's paintings is not just a work of art, but a declaration of existence and boundless creativity. She overcame her pain to become a professional painter and a motivational speaker. Zuli uses her own story to help other young people overcome suicidal thoughts and find their self-worth just as she once saved her own life. Zuli Sanguino is proof that the soul does not need arms to embrace the world, and it does not need legs to soar high. She has turned misfortune into the material for deeply inspiring works teaching us that creativity is the most powerful form of healing. Today, she lives a happy life, continuing to paint and spread the message of resilience around the world. Fu Wengui, a boy from China, had to endure bone-deep pain and social stigma because of his unusually long neck. Due to having 3 extra cervical vertebrae compared to a normal person, 10 instead of 7, Fu's neck structure not only caused aesthetic difficulties, but also pressed on his nervous system, making movement and daily activities difficult. Every step Fu took felt heavy, as if he were carrying the burden of fate on his shoulders. Fu's journey to reclaim a sense of normalcy was a difficult battle supported by charitable organizations and a team of leading doctors. The surgery to remove part of his vertebrae and correct his neck not only helped reduce his pain, but also gave him the chance to hold his head up high like other children his age. It was a painful yet hopeful process in which science completely changed the future of a child. After recovering, Fu Wengui was able to live a lighter life, free from the scrutinizing stares of others. His story is a heartfelt expression of gratitude for the progress of medicine and the compassion of the community. It reminds us that sometimes, with the right help at the right time, a life that once seemed trapped can open a new and brighter chapter. Ramesh Darji once lived a completely isolated life in a poor, rural area of Nepal because of severe ichthyosis, which caused his skin to gradually harden, darken, and crack like stone. The disease not only took away his ability to walk and speak, but also turned him into a stranger in his own village. Ramesh lived in loneliness and pain, trapped within a harsh physical shell with no way to escape. A miracle came when Ramesh's story spread internationally and received help from singer Joss Stone, as well as many benefactors. He was taken to a hospital to receive treatment with specialized medications and skin-softening therapy. As the dark scales gradually peeled away, revealing new skin and more flexible movements, it was also the moment Ramesh began learning to smile and communicate with the world again. The rebirth of Ramesh Darji is a powerful symbol of the strength of community connection. It proves that no one is left behind when we choose to care and share. From a boy who was turned to stone by loneliness, Ramesh rediscovered the warmth of humanity and the chance to live a life that truly has meaning. Their appearances may shock or even unsettle us, but it is the powerful will to live behind those forms that truly leaves a lasting impression. Each individual is a powerful reminder that no matter how harsh the variables life throws at you, you always have the right to choose how to face them and shine in your own unique way. Leave your thoughts in the comments below. We would love to hear your perspective on the strength of the human spirit in the face of adversity. If this video brought you any value, don't forget to support the team with a like and share it with your friends. Be sure to press subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss the next mysterious profiles and in-depth analyses on the channel. Thank you for being with us, and for now, see you again on the next journeys of discovery.